Good morning, everybody. It is November 9th. It's November 9th, and it is 8:25 a.m. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Let's get right into um, let's get right into the watch list here. All right, so 10-year yield is up a percent to 4.16. The dollar is up. The VIX is up. Okay, that's a triple-headed monster. They're all up. Okay. The ES is down 0.52%, the Dow is down 0.54, NQ is down 0.61, Russell down 0.64, crude must have just rebounded heavy. Crude, wow, they must have really caught a bit. It's down 0.92. It was down more than that before. I have to look at that again. What else? Bitcoin down 3.93%. All right, we'll get into the news in a sec. Okay, talk about some stocks. Meta's laying off 13,000 people. Zuckerberg came out. That is obviously going to have the company make more profit with the payroll reduced. So it's up 4.41%. Tesla news. Elon Musk sold, I think, almost 4 billion or 3.95 billion worth of Tesla stock to pay for Twitter. Then we have a bunch of negative, but then the really ones that are hurting are AMD, Baba. Now China just had came out and they doubled cases in Shenzhen, I think it is, where Apple's largest factory is. So they're definitely locking down there. That's going to be negative for China stuff. Nvidia's down 2.17%. Coin, which took down the market yesterday, believe it or not, with FTX getting bailed out by Binance, which is crazy, which sent Bitcoin lower, sent the market lower. Market recovered more, but Bitcoin's hurting because of that. That's that news. As far as some top sector stocks, let's see here. Nothing's really jumping out positive, but negative. Okay, couple negatives here. Qualcomm's obviously semiconductor with AMD and Nvidia were down, but Disney, they had a revenue miss. They added subscribers, but they had a revenue miss. Roblox down 16.2%. That is huge. They missed revenue as well. So a lot of stuff going on. We have midterm elections. It looks like the Republicans are going to take the House, but the Senate is like in a dead gridlock, which is going to be good for the market. You want Republicans to get the control of the Senate as well and the House, just so there's gridlock because you have a Democratic president and there's not much going to get done. That's what the market's going to like. Let's go down to sectors. Not much of a leader here. Energy is down the most, which I was talking about earlier because of the COVID lockdowns. Dollar is up, and OPEC was talking about like somebody was mentioning that maybe OPEC shouldn't have made these cuts, but we'll see. And tech is down. So that's what's going on right now. So there's a lot going on news wise. Let's look at the market. Let's spy what we did yesterday. So spy, we're still in this uptrend. We have a swing low here. We keep making higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. So that is bullish. Higher low, higher low, higher low. That is bullish. We came down to, we went all the way up. We fired up, broke a key resistance level. Then that news came out, or the news was out in the morning, but like I guess maybe it was confirmed that Binance was buying at FTX, sent the market way down. We caught support at the 50 moving average and the 9 EMA daily, as well as this 379 level. Kind of made a doji at the end of the day. So very wild. Okay, very wild. but we're still, like I said, in an uptrend and making higher lows, which is bullish. Okay, again, we're above the 50 and the 9 EMA. So that's the story in the SPY. One other thing to look at in the SPY, I always talk about most trader prices, but that's usually on futures. But in the SPY, you can see that 382, this profiles of the month, the last 30 days, and most trader price is 382. Right now, the market's at 380. Okay, so we're in a balance kind of area, kind of a choppy area. Okay, and 390 above us is going to be a key resistance. Okay, 379 is looking like support. 380. Okay, this, we're going to make a move from here. Now we have a lot of things on our plates. We have the midterm elections that still need to be sorted out. We have CPI tomorrow, so we're definitely going to do one of these. Okay. All right, Qs. All right, the Qs, same thing. Higher low, higher low, higher low. Okay. Yesterday, we went above. We went above the 20, but then we went closed below it. We went above the 9 EMA, but closed right on it. And right now, the Qs are down a little bit, 268. Okay. Still have this trend line as resistance, and we have a trend line going up here with a swing low. So a doji yesterday. Okay, and now let's look at the Qs as far as most traded price. We're also at the most traded price of the month, 270, 269. We're at 268 right now. So we get same kind of thing as the SPY. It's we're around the most traded price of the month in the Qs. So big moves will happen from here with all the data coming out. All right, let's move on to my triple headed. I already mentioned what we were doing. A 10-year yield still in this range. Okay, and an uptrend, but still in this range. Waiting, so waiting probably midterm elections, CPI. Okay, let's look at that dollar. Dollar hit this support of 109, and we're bouncing off of it right now. Okay, let's get rid of that. So the dollar hit this key support level and bouncing. Okay, dollar down is good for commodities and equities. Dollar up is bad. So we have to see right now what is actually going to happen with the dollar. Okay, so inverse of the market, really what you want to see. Okay, real quick, let's look at the 6E, which is the euro futures, and you can see the euro is in an uptrend. Okay, now it's coming down a little bit, but that's why the dollar's rising. It's the inverse of the dollar. Let's go check out the VIX, our fear indicator, and big downtrend. We're hitting the downtrend line right now. Like I said, we're up in the VIX right now. CPI's tomorrow. Midterm elections haven't been fully resolved yet. Looks like we have a support level here as well. Let's call it 24. All right. I'll set an alert if we ever go down there. Let's go set an alert. All right. So I'm going to keep that as an alert. If we come down here, that's going to be positive for equities. So that's that. All right. Now, real quickly, let's look at this Dow. It's just crazy. The Dow is meteoric. We came down. Now look at this, higher low, higher low, higher low, above the 200-day moving average. We hit a trend line. You can see here. Let me zoom out. This trend line from the highs, we're hitting it right now. We hit it yesterday. So it's very interesting in the Dow, so strong. Right above the 200-day moving average. Just to keep in mind, the Dow's largest holding is United Healthcare. Okay. pretty nuts in the Dow. Russell, not as strong, obviously, stronger than the NQ. We're above the 100-day, but now we're in a kind of in a range right here, probably at the most traded price somewhere. Yep, most traded, we're right at the most traded price of the month, which is 180, 179. So no surprise there. All right, let's go into the futures. We're right into the futures. Let's look at what's going on. My opinion, there's a whole lot of nothing going on. I think because of the midterm election, CPI coming up. So let's talk about yesterday. Everybody kind of knows this by now. If you don't know it, you must be sleeping under a rock. But we opened and closed at the same price, basically. Okay, whole lot of nothing. Made a high here, made a low here. Okay, you guys know when I do this, overnight high, overnight low here. We're inside yesterday's session. Okay, price is 38.18 right here. We're at the lower end of the overnight session. Okay, it's really balancy. It's really, we're looking to chop. We're in the middle of this high volume node here and here, these orange rectangle boxes. We're in between these two high volume nodes on the long-term composite chart. Okay, we're bouncing between those two. Now, if you notice, a couple things have happened. The most traded price has now moved. It is 38.45 now. Okay, 38.45. The most traded price of the 24-hour chart has moved. Okay, and that is 38.15. This is our little chop zone that I was talking about. Okay, so in a big area, chop zone is from here to here. In a little more micro area, we got the most traded price of the week for the 24-hour session, most traded price of the month for both sessions here. So I could see us going like this until we get midterm results and CPI data. So that's a little bit of a change, right? Now the most traded price of the RTH, which is the real-time trading hours, is probably going to get moved up today. So, but it's down here. It's still at 37.27. Okay, but that most likely will be moved up because we can see the whole composite here level. There's a lot of nodes here that are probably gonna move up, so that will probably move up today, but not yet. So I track them both. So we're inside, doesn't tell us much. All right, but you'll notice a very common theme with the ES and the NASDAQ with the most traded price of the month. Let's go to that NASDAQ. NASDAQ, we got the high of yesterday, we got the low of yesterday, got the high of the overnight and the low of the overnight. Okay, now the ES and NQ are kind of more equal. Look at where the most traded price of the month, which has stayed the same, 11,100 in the NASDAQ. Very important level, right? Very important. Majority of the volume for the overnight was in this level. You can see it right here. Okay, most traded price of the real-time trading hours is about 108 or 10,800 down here, and the 24-hour session most traded price is here. That's new, and that level is 10,930. Okay, so that's our chop zone today in the NASDAQ. This is choppy. We could stay in this zone here. Okay, so this level still is very key. Very, very, very key. Okay, now we have that same level in the ES too, so they're kind of in sync that way. All right, so There's not much to glean from inside yesterday's session with all this pending news. Okay, I just showed you the chop zone, so that will probably come into play later. Okay. We could look at really quickly my chart that I like to put up here. Okay, price is at 38.17. Which is right here. Okay, now that I beefed up my chart, you probably can see the whites are the most traded price of the past weeks, and the pinks are the most traded prices of the months. Okay, so with this impending data, it's not hard to see where we're going to go. Okay, so where are we going to go, right? Price is here. So far, it's the most traded price of this week. Now, we have most traded price of last week here. That could be a first stop if midterm election is gridlocked and CPI data is soft. We're definitely going to come here on the upside, and then look at this most traded price of 2 months ago, right here, right? This node. That's where I think we're going to go next if we go higher. That's 39.47, 39.50. Okay. If somehow the Democrats win the House and they win the Senate, and the CPI is hot, okay, it's no different down the downside. Look at the most traded price of last month, 36.88. This node right here. That's where we're going to go. Right here. 36.88 to the downside. All right. And then where to next? Probably this, 36.08. Very easy to see that. Is it easy to trade it intraday? No. But that's how the market works. I mean, it just literally bounces from high volume node to high volume node. That's how it works. All right, real quickly, let's go to the NASDAQ. All right. So price is right here, 110.35, right here at the monthly VWAP. It's right at the monthly VWAP, also of this week's. It only means this week. This means from yesterday, Sunday, starting Sunday till now. So I don't want to confuse that with the other ones. But so obviously, if we're here and if negative news, we're going to go here. It's the most traded price of last week and this month, 107.92. Okay. Obviously, we have the lows, 104.84 as the next stop. All right. Now, where do we go above? Here's this node right here. See that? That's going to be the most traded price of this week, 11,491. Okay. In ultimate, the most traded price of the year, 121.27 is right here. And that's could be a destination if we go higher. Okay. But this is that big level right here that we need to get over to move higher. But that's that look. Just wanted to show you guys that. We can move over now to the 60-minute charts. Now, there's not a lot to glean from these charts because we're kind of chopping around. Okay. me get these set for you guys. This is very choppy. Okay. All right. Very easy today. All right. We're in a range right now, and this is our playground. 38.44 is resistance, 38.11 support. You can see it here. It's just poop, 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 down, 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 right in this area. Okay? So that's really those breakout points. And it could come today where, you get gridlock. You get the Republicans take the Senate, you get Republicans take the House. That's going to send the market higher. And then tomorrow, CPI. And we all know hot, bad, soft is good. Okay? So 38.44.50, 38.11 is our playground. Okay? Now, the 38.450, you notice that node here, that high volume node right here in the volume, right? That's also the most traded price of the month. So it's very important we get over this. And then you got this node to deal with. Okay? However, if we jump over here, this node, that could send the market higher, okay? The opposite way, we break this, 38.11, we're going to have to deal with this node, okay? And see if we can go down this way. That's the look on the 60-minute chart. Let's move over to the NASDAQ. All right, so the NASDAQ, we have our chop zone as well, which we already talked about. Now we have a resistance level of 111.54, okay? It's in resistance 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, okay? Support 110.19. Okay, we got support, support, support. This is our little range we've been in, okay? And what do we have here? The most traded price of the month. The huge level I talk about in the NASDAQ, right? Well, if we break 111.54, okay, we have to contend with this double top here, 112.16, which would be very key to break that. Okay. And we have a support level here and a trend line at 109.32. You got support, support when that market ripped down. So you can tell that this is the pendulum here. Just like yesterday, we can hold above it. Most likely we do that. We go below it and we can't come above it and we go like that. Pretty simple. Okay. Now, the market profile. All right, let's go to market profile. Very, very easy today with what I'm looking for. I just mentioned the big pendulum in the middle, right? So it's going to be very, very easy here to give some scenarios. Okay. Now there's news pending today with midterm elections. All right. Now look. There's yesterday's close. There's yesterday's price. We're just in the middle of chop. Okay. Don't think that there's much going on right now, because there's not. But let's go in the ES. Okay. If there's strong underpinnings in the market, if there's strong underpinnings, okay, that this most traded price of the month. If we can come above it, hold it, we're going to go higher and test yesterday's highs. Now, if we break that, obviously we have this high volume though to contend with, which could cause us to balance or move higher. That's easy as pie. That's what will happen if the market's strong, if the market underpinnings are strong. Now, if we're talking about weak, let's say we come up to here, can't hold above it, and the market underpinnings are weak. Well, we might come back down to here, to yesterday's lows. And notice yesterday's lows is also in the high volume node area, which could bounce, or we could take it down to the 20 moving average here in 37.75. And then, we could do that. Door number 3 is this. Come up, balance. Come down, balance. That's it. The key is this most traded price of the month. Same the NASDAQ. No different. Okay. Same thing the NASDAQ. Okay. We need to come above this level and hold to go higher, to test yesterday's highs in this 112.16 area. If we can with strength, we're going to go higher, and the target would be here, 113, 11,300. That's a naked VPOC from the past. Okay. Negative wise, you come up, you try, we can't. This is the 9 EMA as well on the daily. We come back down, we can go back to the overnight lows here where we're at now and come down to yesterday's lows. We could bounce, or we could fall to another naked VPOC here around 108.80. Okay, and maybe even fall into this demand zone. And this is all pending news. We have pending news coming, so who knows what will happen. But and then good old door number 3 is balance, right? Oh, okay, come up to here, come back down, come down to here, and balance. And then that just means we're waiting on midterm still, and then CPI data is the thing at 8:30 tomorrow morning. Okay. So that's about it for me today. Please give me a like. Any comments, questions, I like to answer them. Hopefully this was clear for everybody today. There's a very easy plan for today. That's it for me. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good luck. Stay green today. And that's about it. All right, guys. Take it easy.